All right, happy Sunday, everybody. Hopefully you're having a good day. We've got NFL Week 18. This is it, baby. And then we've got 6 NBA games. So we will talk about all of these. If you guys want to just kind of jump around, use the timestamps down below and go where you want. Before we do that, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. Gave out Baltimore defense first touchdown at plus 3,000 yesterday. That was a cool little smash. Discord's up to 50 people, I believe. So we hit 50, which is awesome. Loving the community in here. Super positive. People are passing around bets. We got NHL. I mean, you name it. Every sport's getting posted in there. Just a cool place to be. So link is down below. Feel free to join. All right, let's unpack all this. We did post, somebody posted the incentives in there. So a big list of the incentives. I posted who's playing starters, who's not, which matchups matter. So all that's been in there, as well as my betting card. So all that's already been there for quite a while. All right, Commanders and the Cowboys. So this game does have some relevancy to the Commanders. If the Commanders win, they will get the number 6 seed. This helps them avoid playing the Eagles. I think there will be a very strong preference to not play the Eagles in the playoffs. That's just not who you want to play. So I do think they're going to go hard in this. We see a line of 7. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, Dallas plus 7 is not a bad line, especially at home. I would just lean more towards the over 43.5. I think points are going to be scored in this one. I do like Rico Dowdle to go over his rushing yards. Washington is just not great against the run. And I think it's going to be a somewhat tight game. I don't necessarily trust Washington minus 7, if I'm being honest. So I would lean Dallas plus 7 in that one. I could see it being a somewhat tight game. I could see this being like a 23-24 kind of game for some reason. All right, next game, Carolina Panthers and the Falcons. There is some relevancy here. Obviously, the Falcons are trying to win the NFC South. Essentially, they need to win and hope the Bucs lose. The game's going to happen concurrent to one another. I'm pretty certain, fairly certain. But anyway, yeah, game's going to happen at the same time. So basically, the Bucs and the Falcons are both trying to win to lock up the South. So trying to make the playoffs. Minus 7.5. I just don't know if I trust Penix that much. I mean, Bryce Young's actually looked pretty good. I would lean towards the over 48.5. I could see this being something like 30-20 maybe, or 30-23, somewhere in that line. I just like the way Bryce Young looks. I think he'll be able to move the ball against this Falcons team. Obviously, without Chuba, that does kind of screw things up a little bit. But yeah, I think I would lean more towards the over, although, I mean, it's pretty damn high. All right, Giants and the Eagles. Eagles are not going to be playing their starters, so this will be a bit of a crap show. That said, I still think they beat the Giants with their backup team. Minus 2.5. I'm okay. We see an over-under of 36.5. Yeah, I would go Philly minus 2.5, but not a game I want to bet whatsoever. Bears and the Packers. Packers are still going to be playing in this one. They still have some relevancy here to play. They are locked. Well, essentially what they're waiting on is the Commanders. So they are locked into the number 7 seed if the Commanders win. So a win doesn't necessarily do anything for them. It's purely based off the Commanders. Now, if the Commanders lose, Green Bay could move into the 6th seed if they win, right? So that's what they have to play for. They do want to try to get into that 6th seed. So I do think they beat the Bears. 9.5, a little steep, but God, Caleb Williams has looked horrendous. So I think Green Bay has a nice bounce back week here. So give me Green Bay minus 9.5. I would actually lean towards the over 41.5. It's going to be cold, but nothing too crazy there in Green Bay. All right, next game, Bills and the Patriots. Patriots are not playing, or they're going to be playing their full team. Bills are not. So all their skilled players, we won't see them play. I like New England plus 3.5 in this one. I think the Bills defense is already not great. You take out a lot of the starters, they're going to be really bad. New England playing their full complement of their team. Love New England at home plus 3.5 here. All right, Saints and the Bucks. We know the Bucks need to win. If the Bucks win, they lock up the NFC South, playing the horrendously bad Saints. So, yeah, minus 14.5. I can see it. It's just one I've dumped down to 13.5 just to be safe. I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns. Over under 45.5. I just don't trust the Saints to score one touchdown. Spencer Rattler is just terrible. So, like I said, one I would just dump down to minus 13.5. But ultimately, if I had to choose one of these, it's going to be Tampa Bay minus 14.5. Titans and the Texans. Texans really, they don't have anything to play for. They're locked in. They've won their division. I could see them playing starters in like the first half, first quarter, and then sitting them the rest of the way. So to me, this is Titans money line in this one. I wouldn't even trust the minus 1.5, but I definitely would take Titans money line. In terms of the over under 36.5, I don't mess with 36.5. I'm not taking an under on that, but I mean, that would be where I'd lie, but I wouldn't touch that. Just give me Tennessee money line. Jags and the Colts, no AR. So we're going to have Flacco again going up against Mac Jones, just an absolute powerhouse matchup there of QBs. We go Indy minus 3.5. Both teams are going to be playing starters. I think Indy has some bounce back in them. They've been getting absolutely shit on by Pat McAfee and everybody else. I think they play with a little chip on their shoulder with a little FU mentality. So I like the minus 3.5 at home. All right, Broncos and the Chiefs. God, I wish Denver would lose this game so bad for the Bengals. Kansas City's not playing anybody, and this line just keeps going up. It started at like 8.5. Now it's up to 11.5. I think 11.5 is too much. I would take Kansas City plus 11.5. I just don't love it. Denver's okay. It's still Kansas City. Like, they're still a decent team, even resting their starters. So give me Kansas City plus 11.5. Niners and the Cardinals. We're going to have Joshua Dobbs QB in for the 49ers. Everybody else, and they got some injuries. Debo, Kittle, right? They've got a lot of question marks here. So give me Arizona at home, minus 4.5 in this contest. Dolphins and the Jets. It's going to be cold weather, really cold weather. No Tua. Don't trust Tyler Huntley. Could it be Aaron Rodgers' last game? Potentially. I think he goes out with a bang. No Sauce Gardner today. Potentially no Conklin, but Miami in cold weather. I mean, it's just been a system play. You take it and it usually wins. So give me the Jets minus 1.5 at plus money all day. All right, Seattle and the Rams. So this is kind of an interesting situation. So the Rams have won the NFC West, right? Seattle is eliminated, not playing for anything. The Rams can actually move up and clinch the number 3 seed with a win, but they're still going to rest their starters. So they are not going to be playing their starters. That said, at home plus 7.5, I'll take it. Seattle's just not been great to me. I would definitely lean over the 38.5, but LA plus 7.5, but not a game I want to touch. With no starters playing, it's just ugly. Chargers and the Raiders. Chargers are expected to be playing their full team. I don't really know why. I'm still trying to kind of grasp why. This is an absolute meaningless game, and the Chargers are locked into the number 5 seed. Win, lose, doesn't matter. So it's just not a game I want to touch because I could see them definitely pulling starters. So if I had to pick, I'd go Las Vegas plus 7, but not a game I want to touch either way as well. And then the finale tonight, the Vikings and the Lions. My God, if you love football, I mean, how do you not get excited for this game? This game's going to be amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. Ultimately, give me Detroit minus 3 at home. I know their defense is broken. I think there's going to be a ton of points. I mean, this over 56.5 is on the table. It's a little high, but there's going to be a ton of points. I would lean towards the under just because 56.5 is a lot. But ultimately, give me the Lions minus 3. I just can't fade them. This team, they're too electric. They're fun to watch. Just too good. I think Darnold has a very good game. I think this is an absolute battle. It's going to come down to turnovers, which team turns it over more. And in my opinion, I could see the Vikings having, maybe one more turnover than the Lions. That creates that extra possession to where they win. But it's going to be a tight one. I think minus 3 definitely has hook potential. Wouldn't be shocked if we see this jump to 3.5 at some point today. So that's where I'm at with that. Let's quickly go through the NBA. It's Sunday in the NBA. I don't love it. Not something I really want to mess around with. I do have some plays, but nothing crazy. Do start off the day with a really good game, though. Celtics and the Thunder. Celtics have been freaking phenomenal, man. Going up against Thunder team, looked really good last game against the Knicks. So kind of a tough one to handicap, to be honest. Over 221.5 looks great in my opinion. That's kind of where I would go. I think Jaylen Brown is a game time decision, but yeah, I don't necessarily want to pick a winner in this one. If I had to pick one, I'd go Boston. They're still the better team, in my opinion. I know Thunder had the better record, but Boston have been lights out popping threes. Pelicans and the Wizards. This is an ugly game. I do like how the Pelicans looked in their last game, though. So Pelicans -4.5, in my opinion. Lean over 233.5. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this one. Hornets and the Cavs. We see the Hornets are getting 15.5 at home or on the road against the Cavs. Under 223.5 in this one. Definitely. There's a ton of people on the injury report for the Hornets. Just give me the under 223.5. Utah Jazz and the Orlando Magic. We see a robust over-under of 211.5. This is ridiculously low for a Jazz team, and I would say middle of the road for a Magic team. So give me the over 211.5 in this one. Jalen Suggs, what was he? He's like carted off or something. He's going to be out today. So I would assume like Anthony Black would be the guy that would fill in for him. I think his rebound prop is at like 2.5. I didn't mind the over. I think he gets that. But ultimately, give me Utah +6. I liked Utah yesterday, and they absolutely dominated. So there's that. Lakers and the Rockets. Lakers +4.5 is not enough. Houston -4.5. Lean towards the under. 218.5. Lean towards Lakers team total under. I just don't like this spot for them. It's not a good game for them. Kings and the Warriors. No Steph Curry today. De'Aaron Fox is most likely going to be out in this contest. We see Sacramento getting 2.5. I'll take that. Without Steph, I think 2.5, that's fair. So give me the Kings +2.5. I would even sprinkle money line. Hopefully you guys were on the Bulls money line yesterday. I said the Knicks should come in tired, and they look tired again. Weird. And Tibbs keeps playing the shit out of his starters. So come playoff time, they're probably going to get swept because they're going to be gassed. This is another good spot. This is a good spot to take the Kings. Money line at plus money in that spot. And then I would say run it back with the Jazz plus money, +205. Don't mind that. But yeah, let's get into our plays and get you guys out of here. So on the card today, we'll start with the NFL. Baker Mayfield over 255.5 yards. So I think he's going to continue to throw the ball. He's got some incentives on the line here that he's going to make sure that he's trying to lock down. So I think he's going to be, trying to throw the ball. So I like his over in passing yards. Bo Nix over 19.5 rush yard. I think this Chiefs defense is still going to be good. He's going to have to use his legs. He's been using his legs a lot the last 3 games. So he's over this in 3 straight, easily over this line. So I do like him to run today. Rico Dowdle over 60.5 rush yards. Washington's like 26th in rushing yards allowed to the running back position. He went over this the last time they played him. I think he easily carries this today. Mike Evans over 6.5 receptions. I don't love this play. It's not like I'm in love with it, but he's got like $3 million worth of incentives on the line today. So he needs 5 or more receptions and 85 yards to pick up like $3 million. So I do think Baker's going to be looking to throw to him. His receiving line is ridiculous, like 100 yards now. I don't necessarily want to touch that. I'd probably actually lean under 100, but I don't want to mess with it. I just think they're going to throw him the ball a lot. Give me Josh Dobbs for the Niners over 27.5 pass attempts. He's going up against the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to throw some points up on the board. You're not just going to be able to run the ball against the Cardinals at home and expect to win the game. So give me over 27.5 pass attempts. This line's pretty ridiculous. I mean, when he was a full-time starter, he went over this in like 6 straight games before he stopped being a starter. Give me Patriots +3.5. Like I said, Bills playing a lot of backups. Patriots at home is going to be fairly cold weather. They're going to be playing their starters. Love this spot for them. And then give me the Jets money line because the Dolphins suck in cold weather. So pretty cut and dry on the reasonings there. In terms of our ladder challenge, if you guys want to join that, guys, you can jump in the Discord. We did hit day 3 yesterday, so we turned 40 into 80. It got a little sweaty. We needed Joker to get 8 rebounds. That's it. And it took him overtime to get it, which was crazy. So yeah, we'll have day 4 of the ladder coming up most likely today. I still need to look at it, but good chance it's going to be today. So, all right, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Link to join the Discourse down below. Catch you in the next video.